everyone, this is Bechini Real Estate, and here with me, I am with the CEO himself, and he is going to be telling us about or answering a question that most of you that are not in Uganda or that are not Ugandans have been asking. Now, the answer is with him. Good morning, Armstrong.
Good morning, Dorothy.
So, most of our followers, our clients have been asking us, if I am not Ugandan, can I buy land? Can I buy land in Uganda? Take us through so that everyone can understand.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. So this is dedicated to mostly customers who are not Ugandans, have an interest in buying or owning a property in Uganda. And it's something that most of our customers have been asking us, who are interested in getting a plot or a big chunk of land within our country. So I'll start by this. It's allowed for anyone to buy a property and own a property in Uganda. So what happens is we have a different tenure system. This is a registration system for the land titles. Ugandans have a right to own a freehold land title, but that is limited to Ugandans. Now, foreigners or Ugandans have a right to own a property in Uganda, but on a leasehold tenure system. So what does that mean? It means when you come and buy a property from Beichini, we help you go through the process of owning this property by registering you with our Ministry of Land in Uganda. And you get a land title, which is a leasehold land title. This is given at either 49 or 99 years. You pay what we call a ground rent, which is approximately around 2% of the property value per annum. After that, you have your property for all those years. The moment the time elapses, you have a right to renew. But this only happens to non-Ugandans who, say, don't have a spouse who is a Ugandan. So I want to make this clear. If you're, for example, a Kenyan, a US citizen, or a South African, and your wife is a Ugandan, you have a right to own a property in Uganda, as long as your wife or your husband has a Ugandan citizenship. And you still have a right to apply for dual citizenship. If you have an interest to be a Ugandan, you can go through the right process, through our immigration offices and all that, apply for citizenship. So let's say we have given you a leasehold land title and you're owning it a period of time. Definitely when you own a property in Uganda, you're either interested in living here or interested in doing business here or running some projects here. So you're more likely going to be coming around and blah, blah. So with that, you can be able to apply for a citizenship. With citizenship, if you have that, you can easily apply to get this freehold land title transferred or converted from leasehold to freehold. You get the normal title as any Ugandan. But this does not have any limitation on what you can do with your land or anything with ownership. The only difference is you are supposed to be paying a ground rent every year after owning this property. Or you can combine it and pay after 5 years or 10 years or after the end of your time given before you renew to get another time. Thank you.
And another question is that if I am not Ugandan, but I have a national ID, is it okay for me to get land? Because some have been saying, I have a cousin who has a national ID, I have a wife who has a national ID. So what about that?
So when you have a national ID for Uganda, that means you're a citizen of Uganda. If your wife, like I said, has a citizenship, has an ID, Ugandan ID, that means you can get that title registered into your names. If you have a cousin, that's a different thing. Maybe you need to apply. Or maybe if you trust this cousin, they can register the title in their names and get a freehold land title. But if it's not that, then still it will be a leasehold until you fulfill one of these obligations and you can get it in freehold, or stay having it in leasehold and do your projects when it is leasehold. There is nothing that you don't get just because it is registered in leasehold. If you want to do a mortgage, if you want a bank loan and you want a mortgage, it will still be given to you. Most so this is okay. Even Ugandans, I wanted to clarify something. Even Ugandans, we are able to get leasehold, especially for these properties or land that is still under the government. For example, NFA, National Forestry. This is land that is dedicated for the forests. When a Ugandan is interested in planting the forests, you go and apply for this land and they give it to you, but they give you a leasehold land title. So you don't take ownership of a freehold because they still want you to follow their mandate. And that is a small limitation the government gives the foreigners. But it doesn't stop you from doing anything. You still own your land, you build on your land, you do anything with your land, but the registration is still limited to leasehold.
Thank you so much. So I hope our questions are answered, and I want you to take time and listen to it, understand, and know when you can buy property in Uganda if you are not Ugandan. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for following us. Thank you for the referrals. Thank you for coming through. We really appreciate. We are Beichini Real Estate, located in Uganda, Western Uganda, in Mbara at Shell Makenke. Thank you. See you.
Bye bye.